cinema buffs out there, Nate and Dennis. Now we're doing something a little bit different today, and we're going to do a little bit of a discussion here. So earlier this year, we saw one of the first movies we reviewed was Split by M. Night Shyamalan. And spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, I would turn it off right now. But at the end, you realize that this is a shared universe for Unbreakable. So this was almost building a villain for Unbreakable. You see Bruce Willis at the end.
Right.
So this got us thinking about shared universes and how we personally feel, because, no pun intended, we sort of split on this a little bit at the end of the movie of Split. I was like, yeah. And then I could hear Dennis on his breath go like, oh, brother. Like, just not very... So you weren't very happy with that.
No. And
so plead your case. Why weren't you happy with the ending of Split?
Well, I wasn't happy with that ending of Split because it's one of those things where I feel like it was kind of forcing a franchise. Now, by that, I feel... a movie that we both watched, we didn't review, but both watched last year, 10 Cloverfield Lane. Mm-hmm. That's one of those movies where it was made, J.J. Abrams saw it, bought it, and reshot the end to like make it, a Cloverfield movie. Right, exactly. And I feel it was that kind of same thing too, like where just like last minute they shoehorned in this connection to Unbreakable. And I know since the release of this movie, M. Night Shyamalan has stated it was intended. Like he wrote this way back when he wrote Unbreakable. And it's one of those things where if he's telling the truth or not, I don't know what's worse. If he's lying or if he's telling the truth. If he's lying, then he's clearly just trying to create a franchise out of nothing. And then write it off as a planned trilogy. But if he's telling the truth, that means he still hasn't written a good movie in 15 years. So
I don't know about that.
A great movie in 15 years.
All right.
And so it's just one of those things where everybody's jumping on the shared universe train, given the massive success of Marvel and the Avengers. Yeah. And it's just, I feel like they're trying to force these things. Like, Universe is taking all their old monsters and making a shared universe with them.
The Mummy, Godzilla's taking the new King Kong Godzilla's making a shared universe with them. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a trend.
Right, for sure. And I just think everybody's trying to get that Avengers, that billion-dollar paycheck movie, and they're just forcing it.
See, the thing with Split, specifically with Split, first of all, M. Night Shyamalan is going away from studios now. He could have probably done this with Last Airbender if it was a hit, but instead it was a pile of crap, and he didn't get the universe with The Last Airbender.
Right.
So he's doing this on his own terms. Do I think that he planned this back when he wrote Unbreakable?
That's a stretch. That's just a stretch.
Even though he is the master of twists.
Right.
The one thing I did like about it is that it made Split more believable to me. Knowing that it was in this universe, I was like, oh, okay, he's a villain, just like Mr. Glass. And just like Bruce Willis's character.
Right. But I always felt like M. Night Shyamalan's movies never had like any kind of hyper realism where you need that situation to really justify. I didn't think that Split was far-fetched. Then the Unbreakable thing came in, and it's like, okay, now it makes sense. No, it's just I never looked for any kind of realism or, there's a kid who talks to ghosts. There's aliens come to a planet that's 70% water that get killed by water. These movies never like make so much sense. It's not like a Nolan movie where it's hyper-realism and you can pick apart every detail.
So do you think that directors out there strive to be a part of a shared universe, at least on a personal level? They're like, I can't, like Quentin Tarantino, he's created his own shared universe.
Right.
But that was just on his own terms.
And same with Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith as well.
But those are guys who have done it from day one. Like Clerks to Mallrats, shared universe.
Yeah. Reservoir Dogs,
the first three movies that Tarantino wrote, Reservoir Dogs, True Romance, and Natural Born Killers. The original script for Natural Born Killers had tie-ins to those movies too. Yeah. So I think when it's planned from the get, and I can totally understand comic book franchises doing it. I understand Disney doing it with Marvel, right? Yeah. And Warner Brothers doing it with DC. That's because comic books, the source material itself, inherently is a shared universe. There are crossovers, there are team ups. Yeah. So I totally understand them doing that.
Right.
But it's this thing where they're trying to get the trend going and they're copycatting. And all I want is an example of success. Show me an example of where, like, show me a movie from the early 80s to late 80s that was so trying to be like its own Star Wars that it was successful. Something that tried to be its own Jurassic Park that was successful. So it's like, if they're going to do this copycatting, justify it with evidence that it works.
I know, but like sometimes it doesn't work. I mean, a lot of times it doesn't work, but everyone's striving towards the shared universe. Like, let's just make a universe. But like, will it die off with Godzilla and King Kong? Like, those weren't the most successful movies in the world.
Right.
If the Mummy flops, no more. Like, because Dracula what was it, Untold?
Yeah, with Luke Evans,
That
who's a
wasn't-
great guy, and good actor and everything, but that
wasn't
movie is
anything.
junk.
Yeah,
You
it was
know?
junk. So why are they making these shared universes? That's what I keep asking myself. What you want is just lone stories that can be themselves on their own,
Yeah,
right?
I just feel like there's just this need for studios just franchise everything, and to expand the brand and make it like, we want to sell toys, we want to make sequels, we want to make spin-offs, we want to make TV shows.
Yeah.
And I think that if it's something planned from the start, exactly, they want the money.
Yeah.
And I think if it's something planned from the start, like Quentin Tarantino, Kevin Smith, or a comic,
And
then
that's
it works.
That's what's different about it, I think, is that it's not genuine anymore. Like, Quentin Tarantino's vision of a shared universe is genuine. It feels real. It feels lived in. But now with the money coming involved, it can't feel genuine. The Mummy's not going to feel like a genuine, original thriller at all. Because
Yeah.
they got like so many things that they're going off the Universal movies. They're also riding the train of the Brendan Fraser franchise as well. So it's like they got so many influences that it's just not going to feel original. It might be good.
It might be. I mean, of course we're going to give it a chance when we go and see it.
Yeah.
I think that the thing that really hurts these movies when they have these shared universes is that you're taking 10 to 12 movies to tell one story. Like, the reason why I'm so geared up for Infinity War next year is like maybe we'll get some closure to like something
We're
that's been
not,
built
though.
up. I know we're not.
There's gonna be
but
so much money
maybe,
made
but
tonight.
maybe this last 10 years of Marvel movies is actually going to build to something. I have hope that it will.
I hope so too, but Disney doesn't feel like stopping on anything.
They will. I think Disney will do a good job of ending one while rebooting another. I think they can.
I think that's what they're doing with Pirates, because little did I know, there's an after credit scene that I didn't stick around for that leads to another one.
Yeah,
Of course it does.
Exactly.
Even though they're marketing it as
The
final
final
chapter.
adventure, right.
So it's like a reboot. Now we get new Turner and all that. It's just, it'll never end. As long as there's money coming in, as long as we all go see these movies, which we still do, we
Yeah.
still go and pay and see them, it's never going to end.
No, I don't think so either. And like I said, with the movie Suffering, take all these movies to tell one story. Just the individual movies, you have problems telling a story. Like Age of Ultron, I feel the big flaw with that movie was there's so much setup.
Yeah.
They were setting up every character for Phase 3. Like they're setting up Thor for Ragnarok.
It was just a little stuffed.
Exactly.
little
Yeah, and I just feel
overstuffed.
like that's the problem with these big shared universe movies. They try to cram too much in so they can
Yeah.
branch off from it when they move past that certain project.
But what I really like about M. Night Shyamalan's thing that's coming out, what got me excited is not only do I think Unbreakable is probably one of his best movies ever made. Like, I think Unbreakable is an amazing, damn near flawless movie. It turned the whole comic book genre on its head. It's just so well crafted. So when I saw that, I was like, cool, I get to revisit these characters that I love so much from that film. But on top of that, I really want to see what M. Night can do, since he surprised us so much with Unbreakable, that like, it can be a comic book movie without ever being a comic book movie kind of thing. Like, what can he do with combining his previous villains and heroes into an M. Night Shyamalan? Like, he'll never have battles. There's never really like battles.
Right.
You know, it's
No,
always a
it'll be
mind game.
It'll be a
all
psychological thriller for
so
sure.
like, I trust the guy, I guess, more so than the studio, because now he's putting his own money in. He's putting his own money, his own thoughts, his own script, and he doesn't need the studios. He's like, screw it, we can do whatever we want because we can keep it low budget. Split was a minuscule budget. in
I know,
comparison to
and
these
like
other
that's
shared
one of those
universes.
things that just kind of like gets me a little agitated. Like now, Blumhouse Productions is getting in the trend too with, backing this Shyamalan universe, and I am curious. I am hopeful that
Because you
this-
like Split.
I did. I love Unbreakable, and I really enjoyed Split.
Yeah.
It's just that I feel, I guess the shared universe aspect at the end, I feel was unnecessary.
Okay.
I think that's the best word I can use to describe it. It was unnecessary. So even though I am curious and I am hopeful that this
Right.
movie, does come together, and like, who knows, maybe it could be one of those things where it ends the shared universe.
It's a trilogy.
Right,
It's a
exactly.
Dark Knight thing.
Right, and who knows with this? Maybe there will be closure. I don't
Yeah.
think we'll ever get closure from Marvel.
No.
but
We'll never
or
get
Star
closure from
Wars
Marvel.
for
No.
that point. I hope they give us closure. I hope 9
Star
ends.
Wars?
I hope 9 ends.
Well, it won't. I just hope it ends that saga.
I do too. I hope
Because
it ends
obviously
that
they can go
storyline.
everywhere
Right.
with Star Wars. But with M. Night, so you would rather have it not have the post-credit scene, be its own entity, and not have a movie connecting them whatsoever. You'd rather Split and Unbreakable just be their own things.
I would much rather that. I would just much rather that they're their
I would
own.
much rather that.
I would just rather they be their own standalone things. And it gets into this cycle with the whole franchise thing where they're trying to make these shared universes, so they're getting all the directors, all the screenwriters who would be making their own projects otherwise, but they throw the big money at them.
Yeah, so they're like, I'll set aside 3 years to do 2
Exactly.
movies. And
Like, I love the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, but they make me wonder, like, what could James Gunn do?
I know, especially after like Slither and everything.
Right.
Yeah, so many
What
cool
could he be doing now?
influences.
Like, and you know, and if this gets James Gunn, if he cranks out these 3 Guardians movies,
Yeah.
and it gets him more money to make a bigger, better original movie in the future, then I'm all for it.
Yeah, I see your point. Do I agree with you? No, not 100%, but I think it's worth a discussion. So,
Yeah.
So thanks for watching. What do you guys think of shared universes? What do you think of Split? What do you think of M. Night Shyamalan? All this stuff. I mean, this discussion could go on forever. So please leave all your comments below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you next time. But don't forget,
There's no place like the theater.